Hi, guys and gals. Welcome to the State of Crypto, one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 208, Technical Analysis Edition. Now, if you're watching this stream live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you're thinking. Now, if you want to be updated with the latest crypto-related news, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. Link is in the description. You can also engage with us on Twitter. More often there on Twitter, right? And it's easier for you to connect with me there. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy this stream. It's just like I said, it's just gonna be the technicals. Again, sorry about not being here yesterday. Had I wanted to spend time with my family, and basically I was so tired, man. Like I told you guys, the last couple days I was being extremely tired. So yesterday I just wanted to relax a little bit, decompress, and really take some time to rest. I mean, even being at home with work pressure and everything, and doing the home office, it's still I was just feeling completely off. So I wanted to take a day to rest and really get to feeling good. Anyways, I'm here today. So let's jump on to the technicals, right, and figure out what's going on. No news tonight, guys. Sorry about that. If you follow this stream, you know we usually do news first and then technicals. Again, no news tonight. I'm just going to jump straight into the technicals and look at what's happening in the market. Oh, for some reason, it's not loading the chat on OBS, but that's fine. We do still have a side chat here running, and we'll be able to, engage with you guys there if you want to, right? Anyways, let's see. Volume's good. Stream is good. Everything's running fine. Excellent. What is happening yesterday? Getting money coming into the cryptosphere, right? 1.76%. 2 days ago, money flew out of the cryptosphere, 0.30%. Today, money flowing out of the cryptosphere, 1.19%. Sitting at $187.08 billion. Yesterday, we ended up gaining $3.297 billion, which is not a lot, but it's good enough for a Saturday, I guess. And 2 days ago, we were losing $564 million. Again, right now, like I said, moving down a little bit, approximately $2.27 billion. And that's where it's sitting at, right? What do we call it at? 187, right? Again, nice on the market cap. Not too super good, right? Nothing too exciting, but at least starting to recover a little bit more. Now, this slow recovery that we're seeing, again, something that worries me is that we're within a more or less upsloping channel. Depends on where we anchor from, right? If we take the bodies, we'll go on like that, right? A slight broadening wedge, which sometimes usually tend to break to the downside, right? So again, something I'm not super excited about. The way we could look at this is if we take the wicks, and whether or not we ignore this wick, it's something that we could discuss more in detail. And if we go by the wicks, we would certainly be looking at a sort of a rising wedge, or like I said, a channel, right? So here we could even go with the channel tool, the parallel channel tool, and really just consider this a upsloping channel, right, on the market. There we go. It's not letting me select. There we go. So yeah, we could go something like this. Maybe I should anchor it from the bottom. Still makes a little bit of sense where it's at right now, though. Ignoring a little bit of that wick on the top. We shouldn't, though, but I'm choosing to because it makes sense where I'm getting connections here at the mid part of the channel and rejection there also here, right? So again, it would seem to make sense that if we ignore that little bit of that wick right there, it would still be it could still be FOMO that we're ignoring. And it will still play out beautifully, right? That channel being respected. Now, that is what I'm seeing for market cap. Now, what is happening with Bitcoin dominance? It's sitting at 66.31%. Yesterday it gained a little bit of dominance, 0.17, and today it's losing 0.17. So basically undoing what it did the previous day. 2 days ago we lost dominance, breaking below the 20 on the simple moving average. It's sitting at 0.57. Now, like I said, 66.31% of market cap. That's where it's at. Price of Bitcoin is 6,780. What? Man, weren't we running yesterday? Yes, we did a small jog, right? 2 days ago also, right? Coming up here, topping. What was this height? 7,050, right? And we do have some resistance right here at 7,075. That would be this line right here. Now today, or yesterday, Saturday, we also went up to 7,025. Again, very, very close to that 7,075, right? 50 bucks off. Again, we know it's valid resistance that we have there. Failing to get up there is something that I'm not really looking forward to. Now, this was at, let me just select this, 689.98. And I'll fix that again in a second. Settings, you go to coordinates, 689.98, right? That's what it was at, 89.98. That's how we keep it valid. And we'll just keep on expanding it as it keeps on going. Now, we do know that we moved down, touched this area, rejected lower prices. That's fine. Right now, we're struggling, actually, to figure out what we want to do. Seems like we wanted to go down, but we're also rejecting lower prices again. Above the 20 on the daily, which is good. Right? Now, something I'm not liking, it still has some chance that it might not play out, right? Now I just want this on the daily, so I'm going to remove it from the 1 hour. Sorry about that. So here we're going slightly higher on the price. We're going lower in that positive momentum. On the RSI, we're fine. We're going slightly higher, so that's all congruent. We're creating a strong bearish divergence. That would mean price action to the downside. Now we're going to go look at the other chart that we have. We rejected back here on April the 2nd, the 50%. 7,181. Remember I told you guys we're probably going to get up there again? We did, right? And we haven't gotten up there since March the 20th. And we've been talking about potentially getting up here, touching and rejecting before we maybe crash again, which we haven't, right? And again, what I was saying, right? That divergence that I was calling out here is still very alive here because we managed to go slightly higher and we're still making less positive momentum, right? So again, strong bearish divergence, potential price action to the downside. We're getting tightness on the Bollinger Bands. A movement to the downside would see us test the 382 at 6,394. And then below that, we would have 6,240 as support. Sorry, we have the 20 MA as support. And then below that, we have 6,240 as support. Now, that would be the movements to the downside. We're sitting neutral on the RSI still at 50.24. Movements to the upside again, trying to get above that 50%, right? At 7,181. And if we manage to get above that, then we'll be trying to rally to 7,169 at the 618. Now, we do have other resistances to the upside at 7,200, 7,531, 8,199. Again, different charts that I have different things mapped out, right? And depending on where we're at, it's the chart that I'm showing you guys now. We do have targets to the upside and the downside, right? Now, I did have another chart for Bitcoin where I had more lines to the upside. It might be this one. Yeah, it's this one, right? All those potentials to the upside that we still are too far away from to be actually looking at this. But again, you can see that I have mapped resistances to the upside, and again, some resistances in this chart to the downside. Even though it gets too cluttered with the Bollingers, this is the chart that we're playing off right now. Sorry, I moved this, and this is the chart we're playing off right now, just for Bollinger, right? Now, like I said, that's what I'm expecting for Bitcoin right now. We have this divergence. There's a chance that we might move to the downside. I already talked where to go to the downside. If we don't, right, if we go to the 20, hit it, and bounce from there, which is also a possibility, we try to rally, right, and go up here. Now, we do have a lot of support in this area right now. It's too immediate, but we have the 20, we have the 382, and not too far from it, we still have that 6,240, right? It's about $100 and $150 off, right, from here to here in the drop. But we do have this support here at the 20 and the 382, which could come as a big support in helping us bounce to higher, probably try to break the 50% retrace, right, on the fibs. I'm going to move to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour, last thing we called was bullish, right? And we haven't charted anything since. So we've been going up, and that is fine. Here we lost the 20, but we managed to get above it quickly enough. And getting that really nice bounce coming in now. Low, higher low, even higher low here. Negative momentum, less negative momentum, more negative momentum. Now the thing that's happening here and what's helping us curve that movement to the downside in the 4 hours is the fact that we're creating this hidden bullish, right? And that's why we're holding the 20. Although it seems like we're going to lose it, or we could lose it, we're still holding it right now. We're just sitting right on that 20. Right? That 20 is at 6,775, and the price is at 6,777. We're $2 away from it. Again, we're starting to get tightness on the Bollinger Bands. here we created some divergence, right? Bearish. High, higher high. And I'm just gonna make sure. See, I was gonna screw up and have all this show up all over the place. I'll just fix this real quick to make sure it's just here on the 4 hours with us. It doesn't go all over the place and messes with our other charts, right? And this will be 51.47. This is 50.15. Again, slightly lower. Strong bearish divergence. Price action to the downside. We did get that move, and again, like I said, we supported at the 20 with this hidden bullish, and that's what we're riding off. Although there's a chance we could still drop and make more negative momentum. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 55.31. Now, these things are not playing on the RSI. It's just on the MACD. On the RSI, we don't have anything, right? On the RSI, we're going from a high to a higher high with more positive momentum, actually hitting overbought. And on the MACD, or again, on the bottom part, we're going from a low to a higher low, right? Which it's congruent with the price. Now, sitting neutral at 55.51 on the RSI. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. And again, last thing we called was bullish, right? And that was on April the 2nd. We're calling potential price action to the upside, right? And holding, and we did. Hold, we did, right? We held, and we bounced at 1 in the morning. And we hit we tried to go higher, but we failed. Again, high, lower high. Then from there, lower still. But look at this, man. Look at this. We're going higher, right? This is 1093, and this is 1466. And again, creating that hidden bearish divergence, potential price action to the downside. We get the drop on the next candle, and from there we try to rally, right? And we're trying to get above the 20, which is good. We used it as a trampoline. We bounced, but we were too weak to hold it. We came back down. We're still closing all the candles below this previous candle, and that's fine. We're also making it less positive momentum. 1420, 1466 on the RSI. We're bought. We're neutral right now at 47.35. But again, lower still. So right now we're just going with the flow. Not much happening. Negative momentum starting to develop. Let's wait for this to develop and then see if we can get some bullish divergence maybe to come in and help us bounce, right? Losing the 20 on the 1 hour. Starting to get this tightness off the Bollinger Bands. Too tight for my taste right now. Although we've gotten tighter. But we're getting to a point where we can start getting the violent moves, right? The volatility is leaving the market. And that's what we're looking at with Bitcoin. Sorry guys, there's a mosquito, and I was trying to bite me, but it didn't happen, man. Spotify ads coming in. Play something else. Let's play this one. Once again, I'm losing my spot on the monitor. You guys know that I keep a second. What? Alright. I keep a second copy of the stream running on my phone so that I can look at what's going on, right? And it just stopped, so I'm not sure if I was losing the stream or if it was just my phone that had stopped. Apparently, it's just my phone. And I'm back to being live and watching what's happening on the stream, which is good. Alrighty. So we talked about Bitcoin. That's what's happening right now, right? Not a lot. We're not getting a clear picture as to what's going on. We're getting this movement on the downside, right? We could be even targeting... it would seem that we're hitting resistances, right? Resistance, resistance, resistance. I'm going to change this to a blue color. Right, just to map it different from our divergences. And on the bottom part, man, it would seem also that we could potentially be doing support, right? Some support right there, right? Again, I would need to pinpoint it, but it would seem like we're doing a symmetrical triangle. And those tend to break either way, right? That's the problem. They can break to the upside or the downside. Now, I'm going to leave this just like that right now. I'm going to toy with this idea a little bit more tomorrow throughout the day and see how I feel with it. If this is the pattern, we're getting to that completion zone, right? We're getting over 80% of the pattern, and we should start to see a break soonish, probably. Now, if we take the wicks, it'll probably be charted completely different, right? I wouldn't be getting those many touch points That's why I'm ignoring wicks and I'm going with candle bodies right now. Right? I get better and more touch points overall by doing it that way. Now, I'm going to move on to Ethereum. If you guys have any questions, please, you can place them on the chat. We're alive. We're cool. We don't bite. Alright, Ethereum dominance. Yesterday, Ethereum gained a little bit of dominance, but fell at the 20, gaining 0.40. Today, it's gaining 0.18. And again, getting some resistance at the 20, sitting at 8.44% of market cap. The price of Ethereum, $143.34. We are still within this sort of rising wedge that we drew, right? It's not sort of, it is a rising wedge. Also, you can see it. But again, we're still between that 236 and that 382 at $136.10 and $165.58, right? Those are the fibs that we're bouncing between. And again, we have not been really be able to get that high. Although before we hit the 382, we do have some resistance at 159. This is a channel that I was asked to trace by someone. They told me where could be we could be ranging, right? And this was the range that we determined that would be possible, 159 to 121. Now, that was a couple days ago. Positive momentum still building, which is good. Again, and neutral on the RSI at 46.98. Let's go to the 4 hours. Alrighty. So on the 4 hours, we don't have anything besides this divergence that we call to the downside, which we got the move. Again, get that bounce to come in. Again, getting above the 20. It's good. Following Bitcoin, etc. It's all good. We're moving higher. I was concerned that we were going to create some kind of divergence. We didn't. Right? We're going higher the whole time. More positive momentum. Higher on the RSI. All being good. Now, we're still holding the 20, which is good. And we're obviously making more negative momentum, right? So from here to here, right, we're going from a low to a higher low. And we're going from negative momentum to more negative momentum, right? Creating some hidden bullish potential price continuation, and why we're getting the bounce. Sitting neutral on the RSI, sorry, bought on the RSI at 60.54. About to go down and touch the 20 and maybe test it. That's what it's looking like, although we don't have any divergence on the top. Let's go into the 1 hour. What's happening on the 1 hour? Man, the 1 hour is starting to look a little bit crazier. I'm going to get rid of this. These are the lines that I have from the daily to look at the rising wedge that we're making. The last thing we called on the 1 hour was bullish, right? So we had some bullish. Sorry, what is this from? This from the 4 hour, man. Sorry, this shouldn't be showing up here. The last thing we called was bullish back here. There we go. Bullish on April the 1st. We called potential price action to the upside. Strong bullish divergence. Man, it was played out beautiful. Right, very going up, rejecting 20, going up much higher with more positive momentum. That's what we didn't call anything on the second, right? And then on the third, guess what happened, man? On the third, man, we went from a high to a higher high. Just make sure this is going to be in the 1 hour. Fuck, man. There's a mosquito flying. Damn. Mosquitoes are just, like, horrible, man. Alright, it's on the 1 hour. Alrighty. And we're going from a high to a lower high, right? And same stuff happening here on the RSI. A higher point to a lower point, right? Positive momentum, less positive momentum. Price action going higher. Creating that strong bearish divergence. Price action to the downside. And down we did go. Rejecting 20. Trying to move slightly lower, you can tell here. And again, try to get another rally, but failing and moving lower still. Now, as we're moving lower every time, we are going and creating less negative momentum, right? Even though there I said we're going lower, and that's fine, it's congruent. Here, we're creating that strong bullish divergence, price action to the upside. We got it, tested the 20, managed to get above it on the next candle, rally, and then drop, right? In this drop, it's just holding the 20, right? You could say it's natural. There's really no divergence coming in. 21, 23. All right, no, there is divergence coming in. That's why we drop, right? Some hidden bearish, right? It's a high on the RSI, but going much higher, right? Sorry, on the positive momentum on the MACD. Positive momentum, more positive momentum. Price action going lower. Again, converging, creating that hidden bullish, hidden bearish price action to the downside. And we dropped, but we didn't manage to stay below the 20, right? We got back above it real quick, making more positive momentum. And let's see here, though. This is 23, 24, very, very slightly higher. Again, not having it. 62.39, 63. So going higher as well. No bearish divergence building, although we're breaking below the 20 on Ethereum. And that is probably because Bitcoin is also moving below the... See, Bitcoin's also below that 20, right? Again, sorry, this is a Bitcoin chart we look at, and we're getting this tightness coming in, right? So again, that's it for Ethereum. I'm gonna move on to XRP. If you guys want to, like, again, any comments, you can put them on the chat. We'll discuss them, right? XRP yesterday lost a man 0.75. Today it's gaining 0.27, sitting at 4.23% of market cap. The price of XRP 18 cents, 18.018 cents. Again, not a lot of movement, right? It's just flat, dude. We're still in this rising wedge, making it less every time we go higher. Again, here's more or less flat. We're starting to create negative price action and less positive momentum. Neutral on our side, 50.01, as neutral as you can get, right? 50 being neutral, 50.01 is as neutral as you can get below above 50, right? It's just like 0.01 0.01 up, right? There's nothing. Still in this area of support resistance, failing to get to that 19,440, right? Not the best, man. Not the best. I wish this would be playing stronger, but it's not. Again, last thing we called the divergence, bullish. Hidden, price action continuation. We did get to the upside again, above the 20. Still holding it, though. Doesn't seem we've gotten wild above it. Getting tightness out the Bollinger Bands. Neutral on their side, 57.35. High, higher high, positive momentum, more positive momentum, high on their side, higher on their side. So nothing there. Negative momentum, right? Let's see. Low, higher low. Negative momentum, less negative momentum. Low on the RSI, higher on the RSI. Again, nothing happening with XRP on the 4 hours. So let's go to the 1 hour chart. Last thing we called bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We did move down, held at 20, managed to go higher, or try to rally on April the 3rd. Failed to get that high though, right? And it's congruent with the market. Again, high, low. Let's look at another chart, see if we have the same thing showing up. Right, high, lower high. Another chart. High, lower high. Another chart just for... Yeah, this one would have divergence. This one does have divergence. Not all of them. Again, different charts are from different exchanges. What is this? 54, 51, slightly lower. Again, sorry, not there. From here to here. And again, this chart is from Kraken. Now, we do have divergence here, but on 3 of the other charts we don't, right? And I don't believe Kraken is the only thing that's moving XRP down. Again, high, lower high, positive momentum, less positive momentum, high on the RSI, lower on the RSI, congruent with the market, just regular market motion. Low, higher low, negative momentum, more negative momentum. Hidden bullish, price continuation to the upside. We did move up. Rejected the 20, man. We're struggled with the 20 for a long time. Now, same thing happening with the RSI, right, and the MACD. Now we're going higher, less negative momentum, higher on the RSI, that's fine. High, low. What is this? 21, 20. Still slightly less. Now, man, this is just creating it on the last one, right? Oh, yeah, there we go. It's all in the wire. Righty, there we go. High, higher high, positive momentum, less positive momentum, a high on the RSI, lower on the RSI, creating bearish divergence, strong bearish divergence, price action to the downside. That's what's breaking us down. Again, below the 20 right now. Tightness of the Bollinger Bands. Again, not too expanded. volatility leaving the market. But again, XRP has not been making those wild moves. It's just been making very, very soft moves. And again, not the best performing right now. We're not getting those clear signals. Even though the rest of the market's trying to recover, XRP is just slowly moving, man. Let's go on to something else. Let's move on to, what is this? Let's move on to Litecoin. Yeah, let's move on to Litecoin. On the daily, what's happening with Litecoin? Yesterday lost dominance, 0.87. Today gaining 0.39, sitting at 1.40% of market cap. 1.40% of market cap, man. Sorry, guys. Playing something else real quick. There we go. The price of Litecoin, $40.64. Again, still within this rising wedge. Not much happening here, right? High. Man, are we negating it? Maybe. What is this closing? 40.59. 40.85. So definitely going higher, right? Again, we're hunting for divergence. We kind of lost it, right? We're still going higher, so we can go with the price, right? And again, still within this rising wedge. Potentially, there's a potential it could break to the downside. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 46.05. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, man, what's going on? Last thing we called was bullish divergence, price action to the upside. Got that moving to the upside. Break and lost the 20, but managed to get back above it on regular market motion because the rest of the market is doing it, right? Not because it's acting on its own. Now high, higher high, positive momentum, more positive momentum, high on the RSI, higher on the RSI. Right now moving down, and again, not much going on, right? Negative momentum, right? No, sorry, low, higher low, negative momentum, less negative momentum. Low on the RSI, higher on the RSI. Congruent. Nothing happening on the 4 hours for Litecoin. Let's go to the 1 hour. Last thing we call bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We did move down, man. Beautiful. Holding the 20. Try to rally. And again, just like the rest of the market, and because the other coins have that bearish divergence, and they move down, Litecoin managed to move down as well. But again, trying to hold the 20. And unable to get higher, right? Here we're going higher, and unlike the rest of the market, we're from positive momentum to more positive momentum, a high on the other side to a higher on the other side. We're not having anything that is independent, right? We're not showing anything at all, man. The only thing what I could call here would be from here to here, and that's very small. Or from here to here, right? And that would be strong bullish divergence, right? Going to a lower low, and then going with negative momentum to less negative momentum, right? On here we don't have it. We're going actually lower here. But again, that strong bullish divergence really not playing out. We're getting a lot of tightness on the Bollinger Bands. Again, XRP and Litecoin apparently have not moved that much on the daily. It's just sideways, right? We could do the same thing we did with Bitcoin, right? And go like this and like this, and it would very likely make sense that we're making a symmetrical triangle, and that we're getting to that point where we might want to break it, right? That's what we're probably looking at here. And symmetrical triangles tend to break either way. They could go to the upside or the downside. Now, that's it for Litecoin. I'm going to move on to Binance and see what's going on with Binance on the daily. Yesterday, Binance gained dominance 1.30. Today, gaining 0.56, sitting at 1.14% of market cap. The price of Binance, $13.72. Now, what was happening, man? We had divergence. We were tracking it. Now, I haven't been here yesterday. So, we're going slightly higher, going higher still. So, again, delete this. We didn't develop it, right? That's why we, when we chart, we keep on looking at stuff. And I say keep on tracking. That way you can keep on looking at the market and figure out what else the market is doing. Neutral on the RSI at 51.18. Let's go to the 4 hours. All right, last thing we called downside. We move down, right, a little bit, and then we try to rally again. That's fine. High, higher high, and again, we could still go from here to here, and from here to here, and still show divergence. Price action to downside. We move down. Here we actually managed to hit the 20. reject the lower prices and bounce, right? And that's all good. I mean, really nothing there. The only thing I'm seeing here is that we're going from a high to a higher high still. Right? A high to a higher high. And we're going from a positive momentum to less positive momentum, and a high on the RSI to a lower point on the RSI, right? Again, all this being congruent with the market. Price action to the downside, right? Strong bearish. Move down a little bit, reject it, that moving to the downside, we're starting to move down again. Sitting bought at 62.77 on the RSI. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Let's see this. Alrighty, so on the 1 hour, right? Going to a higher high in the price. And going to a lower positive on the MACD. And also going lower on the RSI. Creating that strong bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We did move down below the 20. We still managed to hold it though, right? And that's good. Low, higher low, right? We're going higher lows every time. Now the thing we have is from here to here. And from here to here maybe. Actually, I'll change this to here. Low, higher low, negative momentum, more negative momentum. Hidden bullish, right? Potential price continuation. That's what I'm seeing right now. Shorter scale, this high, right, to here, you're going lower and still making less positive momentum. Everything here is congruent with the market. That's it. That's it for this on Binance. We're gonna look real quick at gold and silver. Silver on the daily, man. Getting above that 20, right? We've been talking about it being back on its regular range, 14 to 17. About to head for that 382 at $14.70 per troy ounce. Now let's go to gold. Oh, man, there we go. Gold getting that bounce again. We talked about it, right? Gold going back to its regular position at 1,600 pre-spike, right? So again, good stuff. This is probably gonna go higher. We'll see if we make more positive momentum or not. We could create some divergence and then probably try to look for another fail on gold. Now let's look at market real quick. I'm not gonna look at the other markets because they're already closed, but I'm gonna look at the Dow and see where it's at, right? Dow's also closed. Oh man, everything is closed, man. Let's look at oil. Might be open, right? Again, oil got that very nice bounce on April the 3rd. We talked about this, man. We talked about this, right? We were talking about here, man. We were looking divergence. We said, look, oil is a good buy. Oil's gonna pump. Oil's gonna go up, and up it did go, right? From 26 to 36, almost $10, man. That is over a 50% gain. Maybe. Let's see. Let's measure. 34. That's what it says here. Maybe. Going from 26 to 35, it's $10. Yeah, it's about 30. Yeah, I would say, yeah, 34 is good. I was just doing simple math, going from like 20 odd to there. Now, if you wanted to take it from like when we were saying get in, it would be from back here on 24, all the way to up there, 43%, right? That could have been the gain on oil if we would have taken it when we were calling it, right? That's it, guys. That's it for this. Again, sorry for being late tonight, but thank you guys for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You are amazing. That's going to be all for tonight. Again, this is To The Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. It's been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight on an awesome, what is it today? Saturday night. I hope you're having a great time. Stay safe, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of State of Crypto. Until then.